this week's golf betting preview of the highly anticipated Memorial Tournament, headlined by the return of Tiger Woods. But is the former world number one worth a bet? Woods has won 5 times at Muirfield Village, but the last victory came in 2012, and he hasn't teed up competitively for 5 months. Rust seems fairly inevitable, and reluctantly Woods is left out at 28-1. What can the field expect this week then, as Muirfield Village hosts for the second week running? Jack Nicklaus course is likely to play to 7,392 yard, par 72. Slightly shorter than last week, but it will be significantly tougher with the thick rough up and much faster green speeds. Scoring will not be as good as last week at the Workday Charity Open. My best bet for this week is tournament favourite Bryson DeChambeau at 10-1. The favourite comes in with extremely strong credentials. His last 7 events, dating back to February, have seen him finish inside the top 8. He's a remarkable 69 under par for his last 4 events since golf resumed. On his last start, he won the Rocket Mortgage Classic, and his stats this season are mind-boggling. He leads the tour for strokes gained off the tee, ranks 6th for strokes gained tee to green, and is 5th for greens in regulation. This monstrous hitting American seems to be swiftly heading towards the top of the world rankings, and another victory this week is certainly not beyond him. DeChambeau won the Memorial title 2 years ago and admitted that he was absolutely in love with the course and very comfortable around Muirfield Village. Anyone wary about the fact that he's going for back-to-back wins should not be afraid. DeChambeau did in fact win two events in a row 2 years ago, so he comes in with extremely strong credentials. The power hitter is destroying tracks, and it seems inevitable that he will be in title contention once again this week. DeChambeau rates the best bet at 10-1 each way. Next up, Patrick Cantlay goes into the staking plan once again after a near miss last week at 14-1. The defending champion absolutely loves Muirfield Village, and his last 3 starts read 7th, 1st and 4th. He feels exceptionally comfortable around Jack Nicklaus track, and another victory looks inevitable before the end of his career. It could come as quickly as this week. Patrick Cantlay, the first time he defended a title, finished 2nd at the Shriners Open, which was encouraging enough. And last week, he produced a frustrating performance until blowing off the cobwebs with the final round 65 on Sunday. With the tournament rust shaken off, I'd expect Cantlay to go even better this week, and he spoke confidently after his final round about his chances on this week's title defence. This season, the American ranks 7th for strokes gained tee to green and 8th for strokes gained approaching the green. Cantlay could easily defend his title this week, and the American should be backed once more at 14-1. Next up, an outstanding young talent, Collin Morikawa at 22-1. Last week's champion went off at 33-1. I'm happy to take a few points lower as he plays again this week at Muirfield Village. Back-to-back wins, certainly not beyond him. And that was his second victory in his second victory in 24 starts on the PGA Tour. That's an incredible strike rate already, and he appears to be heading towards the top of the game. The 23-year-old is a huge talent, and he's already up to 13th in the world golf rankings as a meteoric rise over the last year. He's clearly a fan of Jack Nicklaus tracks, as it was his second victory on one of them, following on from the Barracuda Championship last year. On his first visit to Muirfield Village last week, he absolutely fell in love with the course and said it was perfect for his power fade off the tees. He led the field for putting last week, and he made 24 birdies and 2 eagles across the week. Perhaps the most significant factor in his favour is he leads the PGA Tour for strokes gained approaching the green, That's the single most important statistic for this tournament, with Muirfield Village renowned as a second shot course. I'd expect Morikawa to pepper the flags once more, and if his putter is on song, another victory at Muirfield Village is certainly within his capabilities. Morikawa at 22-1 deserves a bet. With 3 players towards the head of the betting, it's worth taking an outsider to contend this week, and my selection is Kevin Kisner at 90-1. Kisner was disgruntled a few weeks back with the state of his game, and he called in his coach prior to his last tournament. The decision paid off handsomely at the Rocket Mortgage Classic, where he finished third with an 18 under par total. His stats for the week were highly impressive, as he had 73% for driving accuracy and the same figure for greens in regulation hit. That long game strength of Kisner's should be well suited to this week's course, where he has performed well in the past. Kisner was 6th here 3 years ago and 8th back in 2015. I'd expect the neat and tidy American to ride that momentum into this week, and at 90-1 he should not be dismissed. Just to recap on my selections then for this week, favourite Bryson DeChambeau at 10-1 rates the best bet, followed again by Patrick Cantlay at 14-1, Collin Morikawa at 22-1, and finally Kevin Kisner an outside shot at 90-1 each week. Best of luck with your bets. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the coverage, and good luck with your golf this week. See you next time.